So I spent a lot of time on this video editing and making sure all the instructions were correct, following along in the book, noting the steps that we're on, and hopefully I can make this a little bit easier for someone else that wants to put one of these pergolas together. I did a majority of it by myself until I got to the part where I needed help. But I linked what I purchased in my description. It's from Wayfair. I spent $399 on it, and when I went back in there to look for the link, they're actually sold out, and I can see why. It's a good deal. A lot of them were a lot more expensive, but I'm really hoping that this holds up with the wind and the rain and everything that we get in Oregon. So time will tell, because it's still the middle of summer and it's very warm outside. So hopefully you'll get something out of this video and follow along so I can make it easier for you. Good morning, it's a new day and I'm super excited because we got our pergola kit. And it came out in about 1,000 pieces, and I get to figure out how to put it together. So I'll show you what I have. This is what I'm attempting to put together right here. It comes with a canopy too, and I got it on Wayfair for, it was $400, which was cheaper than some of the other kits I have found. It's like 100 pounds to ship it. It's super heavy, so I couldn't move it out of the house. I opened up the box and took out the pieces that I needed, and yeah, the instructions are real clear. Let's see if I can tell you this. Connect C with A or B using support part R and bolts X. That's fun, but I'll show you how they have it marked. I would actually take everything out of the box and put it all in alphabetical order, because that's gonna be a lot easier than trying to go through that entire box looking for these. It's dark in my house. The light doesn't work in that bedroom. I think it burned out. So take everything out, put it in order, and save you some time. This is the 3,000 bolts that it comes with. And I know it's upside down, but this is X. I only have 154 of these. But I'm taking R and putting it into C like this. And then I'm gonna tighten these bolts. So I pulled out all the C parts, 4 of them, and then I pulled out all the, I had 3B and 1A. I assume they're all the same. So there's part A, and then they're gonna go with part R. You want to put R on both sides. So you're going to have one on this side, cobwebs, and one on this side. So make sure you do that to the top one and then put the bottom one on. And then you can get all the screws tightened after that. Okay, this side down. And flip it over. And I already had these in there, so I could get that sturdy. And now I'm just gonna do the bottom half right here. So do that to all 4 of the legs. So that was the second one, so I got 2 more to do. Now I have to find piece T, as in Tom, in this mess. Found one, now I just gotta find the others. So T is gonna hook to part C. This is part A or B. When you move it down, this is part C, and that is where part T is gonna go. You're gonna use the same X screws that you used on the other one to put into these. Okay, once you get T in there, then you can go back up here and tighten all these. I don't know why, I'm just following the instructions. So now I can tighten these up. So connect D, E, and F using support part Q. I found D and F, but I'm gonna assume this is E. There's no sticker on it. It doesn't tell me. And I found Q. Okay, I was wrong. It wasn't E that's not marked, because I actually found E. I found E, because it's just a straight one. It doesn't have the triangle edges. So don't assume. This is D. Q I put in here so that the holes all match up. And then you're going to take E and make sure that you put Q in there so those holes match up also. But I'm going to tighten these so that it doesn't move. But I'm just demonstrating. D, E, Q. And use the X screws to put in here, because there's different ones. There's like X1 and X2, I think, but these are just the X. So use those in here. Okay, now I'm going to take another Q, and it's going to go on the end of this one, which is E. So make sure you line up the holes so that they match down here and on here. And then on the other side is going to go F. F is going to go on this side, and make sure it's also the right way that the screw holes are going to match up. So let's tighten those up. So we have, this is E, this is Q, and now I'm going to grab F, and it's going to go right on here, and look at the holes match up just perfectly. Like a glove, girl. Now we have the other beam to do, and we have to go find G, H, and I. And it's gonna fit in with Q that I already have. So go find G, H, and I, and they're gonna look the same as the other beam that we just put together. I spent about 10 minutes looking for G, and was close to throwing a tizzy, or tizzy, whatever. I was gonna have a tantrum. because I couldn't find it and I thought it was missing. And then I realized I have a piece out here that doesn't have a letter on it. That's G. So let's put these ones together. Okay, use the X screws to put these into G and Q. So you got G, Q, and this is H. And you're gonna put that on to match the holes on this one. And it's not that way. It's this way. They match up perfect. Okay, so I just put the Q on this end here. This is H. And now I'm gonna take I and put it on this end and make sure all the holes are gonna line up. So, oops, I forgot. And take piece Q and line up the holes, which is right here, and attach this Q to this H. Right? Yes, attach that one. Okay, H, Q, I. And I'm gonna get the holes to line up. And they do. Slide it on and use the H screws, excuse me, the X screws to attach this one. When you're connecting the leg to the beam that goes across, make sure when you put, you know, the big holes on top, that these are on the inside. That way you can put the next piece here. So these need to be on the inside. And here's the big holes. We're gonna use screws X1. So it's these longer ones here because they're gonna go all the way through. Okay, here's some advice. When you are going to put the screws in, make sure you have them both, you have it level. So this leg is just sitting here and that one came in. That way you can get the screws to fit the right way. And then on this one, I actually did not have a screw in my hand, but I would put, I'll put them all thrown like that, just kind of loose. Make sure they're in there, because you might have to move this leg around a little bit to get them to go before I actually tighten them. Okay, I want to make sure I explain that right, and I got the letters down. So, turn my camera around. This is C, and this one's either A or B. This goes on the inside. So you want to put the holes up and put that over the top. And that's where the screws. Okay, these are attached. And now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. These are the other two legs. And this is the beam over here that we're going to put with those two to make it look just like this side. If you're following along in the book, we're on step 4. I've been out here for like 3 hours. Step 4. Okay, so I don't know why that's not focusing, but you want J, and then you're gonna get P. Comes in these bags. It's these little wheelie dudes, and they. Let's see if I can hold the camera and do this at the same time. Oh my god! And then the wheels are going to go in here. They fit just perfect. And then that hangs down. And you're going to put five of these in there. 5. Hope they don't get stuck up inside. So 5 of those. Okay, I got the first one, and then it says repeat twice. So you're gonna do it to this one too. And put all 5 of these letter P's into letter J. It's like that. Don't aim this beam the opposite way, or you'll end up with this. I have J, and the holes are here, and I have K, and we're going to take support beam S, and it's going to go in here into J, get those holes matched up, and then I'll put K on this side. We're going to use X screws. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. So here's J, there's K still in the wrapper, and I'm going to take another S piece right here that's still in the wrapper. Let me get it out. S. And then, excuse me, it's going to go right here. And this one, line those holes up. And we'll put K on this side. When you're putting K and J together, make sure that this is very straight, because you want this little wheel to move freely in this crack here. I had to redo mine a little bit. If you're following along on the book, step 5, we're supposed to connect all 4s with the J and K. Now I'm to the part where I need another human, because I was home all alone all day today, and my husband worked all day, so he's gonna help me tomorrow, but I'll show you. So we're going to attach a piece here, and it's going to come across and attach to this side. That'll be up. I'm not quite tall enough to do it, and I'll end up hurting myself. So we're going to continue when my husband is able to help me out. In the meantime, I'm going to put the rest of the stuff together so everything is ready for when he comes out here. Take L and P1, those are the wheels, and you're going to insert them, flip this over, into the straight side. Obviously you can't get them on that side, so put them into the straight side, just like we did with the other little wheelie jobs. You will notice these look different because they have the circle in them, and the other ones had the little holes for, I guess screws are going to go in there, maybe the rope. I haven't got that far yet, but they look a little different. How the story goes. Okay, L, support beam, S, M. It's like this on this side, and it's, make sure this is where the wheels go on the small side. So we're going to connect those two together here. So S is going to go in here. I'm going to tighten those. And just like on the other side, make sure it's straight down there so the wheels can pass through. So you might have to take a wheel and kind of mess with it to make sure that it's straight for you. X screws, just the small ones. L, S, M. And make sure, wheel, and make sure that wheel is going to go freely between those two. Just keep it that way. Get my bolt. Okay. You want N, O, S. And we're on step 7. So it is going to, there's a blemish. It's going to go in here, and then O is flip it over. It's going to go on to here. Just like that. And you're going to do that 2 times. So there's 2 of these. And then you shouldn't have any parts left over. The ghost is out here. Check him out. Okay, we put in this side and this side, and then I held on to that while Jay put this in, and it's kind of hard to see with this on. So we're gonna have all 4 sides here, and then we'll be able to get these middle pieces in there. So these end beams here are J and K. Make sure, I gotta go get a tool. Okay, he's dropping tools. Make sure when you put these in here that they're on the inside. This is the inside. And then the little hangy things are on the inside too. All right, so we have all of them in now. I'm going to the next part. We're on step 9, and W is actually the canopy itself, the tarp part. Because I was looking for poles, and obviously wasn't correct. So I'm going to take U and U1, because they're going to connect, and stick those in the end side, just like that. Okay, so I fed that side through, and come down here and feed this side through, and it's U1. Okay, make sure when you feed it through, you feed through the side with the hole, because the other side has a cap on it, and I believe this is going to fit into U. This is U1, it's going to fit into U. Okay, there's a hole where the 2 meet, so make sure when you put them together, and I have them together, that you're going to have a hole right here and that they match up. So when you're putting up the tarp and you have these, they are the back or the front, whichever way you put them. So make sure this is on the opposite side. Don't put this on the side that's gonna actually attach to the frame. Okay, so I don't feel like the instructions explained this as well until I read them about 4 times. U and U1 that have the holes in the end are gonna go here on the end. They're not going to go through the rings. And you're gonna attach it on the first one. This is in the middle, and then you're gonna attach it onto this one without putting it through that ring there. Okay, now for the second one, we have V1, and then all the V's are gonna be on this side. All the V1s on this side. They went in between the ring right there in the middle. And then it's hooking on to that one with the wheel on the end. And we're going to do that for each one of these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Then you get a nice tall person to connect those inside that little hole. And he's really not that tall. He's on a stool. Okay, here it is. All done. The canopy, the empty hot tub.